All right, awesome. Welcome to the team call for the June 22nd. We are super excited to have you guys here, have you guys watching. So we are going to be talking tonight about the diamond mindset, or more actually the leadership mindset, and what it is and how to achieve it. Because that's one of those things, a lot of times we have these self-limiting beliefs and stuff, and those are the things that often hold us back within this business. So that's what we thought it would be great to bring this topic to everybody and discuss these things and bring some valuable information to you guys. So we're going to start out a little bit about just sharing our stories briefly, you know, because everybody could share probably the whole entire 30 minutes about their story, but we're going to go briefly into sharing our stories with you. So I'll let Alexis go first.
Hey guys, Alexis DeFrank here. So just a little bit about how I became a diamond coach. I started last July, and I was very slow going in the beginning. I was really treating it like a hobby. I hit Emerald on Christmas Day. It was a big deal for me. And then back in January, I had a bit of a family crisis. My mother-in-law passed away suddenly, and she was actually the one who got me into Beachbody. She gave me the money to purchase my first challenge pack. So if there was ever a point in the business I felt like I was going to go one way or the other, this moment was it. And I thought to myself, you know what? I owe it to her to really just focus and see where this can go. And once I really changed my mindset and started treating this like a career, I was able to hit diamond in 5 months. So I just really stuck to the 3 vital behaviors, and here I am today as a diamond coach 5 months after I got into that mindset.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Tracy, how about you?
My name's Tracy Zussman. I became a coach just for the discounts initially in the end of January of this year. And I set little goals for myself initially. Once I hit Emerald, I think I reached kind of a turning point, like, okay, I can do this. And from there, I got to Ruby pretty quick, and then just hit Diamond a few weeks ago. I am a mom of one little girl who's 17 months, and I'm due with my second child in August. So I'd kind of set the goal for myself to do as much as I can and get as far as I can go before baby number 2 arrives. So.
Awesome. Yeah, that's huge. That's another thing, too. I know Christy had written this up in the little blurb that she put out there when she posted about our team call. But, yeah, the thing is that, and I know there's dads and everything on the team as well, and then there's people who have full-time jobs or fur babies and stuff like that. But the 3 of us are all moms. I used to work part-time as a personal trainer, and then I've canceled or quit all of that kind of stuff since being able to have Beachbody provide for our income. And so now I'm a full-time, just stay-at-home mom, Beachbody coach. And Alexis works part-time and is Beachbody coach, and she has a daughter right there. And yeah, and Tracy has a second one on the way, and she works full-time too. She is a nurse. So this is very, very doable no matter what situation you're in. And I think a lot of times too, when you have a certain kind of pressure point, like both of them have said, all of a sudden it kind of clicks in, and you have that sense of urgency. You have that sense of, I'm going to make this happen. I need to make this happen. I'm going to take this all the way. So knowing that is really huge. For me, I've been a coach for 2.5 years now, and it took me 8 months to hit Diamond. I had to look back because I totally forgot what it was. But I was really into the fitness side of things, and so it was really easy for me to attract people like that, but it was always really hard for me to attract coaches, and I didn't realize why. And so for me, one of the biggest turning points for me was when I actually started sharing about my coaching journey. And I never thought, because I was, such a newer coach, I never thought I had anything to share. And I know a lot of you guys say this all the time too. Oh, I don't make a ton of money, or oh, I don't really do anything, whatever. I don't have all these accolades yet. Well, you know what? That's okay. It's not a big deal. You can share the little things, or why you started this in the first place. And that, for me, when I started doing that, and and I started sharing my coaching journey, then all of a sudden people started being intrigued and they wanted to know more about it for themselves too. So that was a huge turning point for me, and then I actually finally started attracting coaches to my team when I started sharing more about it. So that was a huge turning point for me. So now we're just going to go into some bullet points of, you know, how you develop this mindset, what it took for us to get there, the things that we think are really important. So Alexis, she is going to share with you first.
So for me, it was honestly about faking it until you make it. I never really had a lot of self-confidence or high self-esteem. So for me, it was like, act like a leader until you believe that you are one. You want to portray a confidence to other people, because if people see your confidence and you acting like a leader, then they want that too. So a good way to do that is to have your own team page. Or if you have a success partner, you have a team page with them. That's something that has worked for my success partner and myself. We share a team page. We work together, you know, and we've created systems that work for us. You want to create systems, not necessarily reinventing the wheel, but creating a system that works for you and fits in your lifestyle. You know, as far as challenge groups are concerned, or organization, having team files to share as well are super important. You know, my success partner and myself, we share all of our files. We help each other. We share content through Google Drive, because that way it's not one person doing all of the work, and it's a lot easier to have those files all in one place to share with your team as well, and your new coaches that are coming up. You know, and we welcome our newer coaches to help us lead the group, and that way we already have all of our challenge group files in our team file section on the page. That way, if they want to go and run their own challenge group aside from the one that we're already running, it's already right there for them to do. You literally just have to copy and paste, just like the challenge group toolkit, product toolkits in the Coach Online office. Another thing that I want to touch upon is be the example that you wish you had. A lot of times your upline, you know, is very busy, or they fall out of the business, or, you know, something happens and you're just kind of left hanging, and you are left with, okay, I can either be gung-ho about this and figure things out, or I can use it as an excuse. So myself, I said, you know what? It is what it is. This is a part of my life now. Everything happens for a reason. I am going to put the pedal to the metal and figure this out. And once I really changed my mindset and believed that I had the potential to be a great leader and for this business to take me where I want to go, and I started dreaming of where I could be in my life, it was just like something clicked. So it really was a driving force for me to hit those big goals that I have for myself. So that's what I have right here. You know, believing in yourself is huge for sure. So
yeah, definitely. I know, I was just talking about, I know for me personally, when you say like dreaming big, personally I never really had actual dreams before I became a Beachbody coach. It was kind of a hard concept for me to think about. You know, like I would think of things, but like they were never realistic. Like I never really thought I could accomplish them. And I was even just speaking to one of my personally sponsored coaches the other day, and she's like, well, that's just really hard for me. I really can't put my mind there. And I'm like, that's why it's called a dream. But then, you know, you have to dream big. We always talk about, and I think it's Chalene Johnson's term, the BAG goals, the BHAG, the big, hairy, audacious goals. And, you know, it's great to have, you know, short-term, realistic goals and stuff like that too, but you want to have big, huge, hairy, audacious goals, stuff that scares you, stuff that you think like, oh my gosh, how could that even be possible? But you want to have those goals, and when you get in that mindset, it kind of fuels you and drives you and motivates you. And just like imagine, like even if you never hit those goals, like even falling somewhat short is still an incredible accomplishment, an incredible achievement. So yeah, that's a huge point. I know that there were multiple times where I personally put like that glass ceiling on myself. Like I told myself personally, when I was one of the biggest things, and I'm sure that you guys can all attest, as a leader, you want to lead by example. And so you should be earning Success Club on a regular basis, on a monthly basis. That is just something that you're going to consistently do to move your business forward and grow your business. And so that's a non-negotiable with people who are leaders and people who are doing that. So when you're in that mindset, that's kind of one of the things that goes along. So I always had that mindset, okay, I'm going to hit Success Club 5. And I gave myself kind of excuses. Not to say that 5 is not great, but for me, I could have done more. And so I said, I can hit Success Club 5. Oh, I've got some kids, and oh, you know, that's really whatever, and I don't have that much time to dedicate. But then when I finally took that ceiling off of myself, I was always scared. Oh, will I have enough points for the next month? Will I be able to make it at this time or whatever else? And because I kind of set that limit on myself, you know, I held myself down. And when I finally realized, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing that to myself? I've hit Success Club 10 and more every single month because I haven't limited myself, because I've kept reaching out there and actually let myself move forward rather than holding myself back. So you guys really have to think about, what are those glass ceilings that you're imposing upon yourself? That's huge. Okay, Tracy, I'm going to stop speaking and let you do your things because you have some great things to say.
All right. So as we were talking about before, I think one of the main things is definitely setting goals, but setting goals with a timeline. So, you know, I gave myself the timeline of, you know, before baby number 2 arrives, because I knew that things would get a little crazier then. So whatever your timeline is, just kind of keep that in the back of your head when you're setting a goal, and you know, try to achieve it by then. Because I think that the harder that you work now, you're going to reap those benefits later. So I always keep that in the back of my mind, like, you know, the more I grow now, the more I do now, maybe the less work I'll have to do later. One of the other things that I think is important is to have the mindset that you probably will end up losing people, whether it's customers, coaches, and I think that doing that leads you to push yourself more and push yourself harder to find more customers and find more coaches, because you can't guarantee that they're always going to be there and that they're always going to count towards your rank advancement and your commissions and all of that. As far as finding coaches, I've really made a goal to find coaches that really believe in the product, because I think that those are the ones that are going to end up sticking with me through the journey, rather than just, you know, whoever I can get to sign up. It's great to have discount coaches, but a lot of times you know, I see who's really responding well in the challenge groups and who's really participating in the challenge groups and who's having great results and really starts to, like, believe in the shakes and the way they make them feel and the exercise programs, because those are going to be the people who will go out and talk to someone at the grocery store about it and be able to recruit customers and new coaches the best.
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
Because I want to let everybody know, like, because you're in my downline, like a few people down in my downline, but I can see what your team is doing and everything all the time when we do our recognition boards and stuff. And so I was just doing the recognition thing last night for, like, middle of the month or whatever for our team page, and Tracy, like, honestly, like, she's doing everything, like, so right. It's out of control how amazing it's going, because, like, even all of her coaches, like, there's obviously something to what she's doing, you know. And we all talk about, I mean, we're all going to have discount coaches, of course, at some point. I have discount coaches, everyone has discount coaches, but, you know, what Tracy's doing is she has, like, multiple people. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she hits Elite this year, if she can get there. Definitely Premier, but you know, it wouldn't be shocking to me, because she's duplicating the process, and that's what we're looking to do. She's duplicating this process because she had, I don't know, like, what was it? I think 4 or 5 coaches that had hit Success Club already, and high numbers in Success Club, not just like, yeah, oh, I hit Success Club 5 or whatever, or had a couple points on the board. So that's just huge. Like, that's huge. So what she's saying is, like, she's definitely someone that we should be, like, listening to, because the proof is in the pudding. So I just wanted to say that, because your coaches are duplicating your process. Obviously, what you're doing is working, so it's really awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. So along those same lines, just like the coaches that you find, you really want to be able to like work well with them. And I found that some of the coaches that I, have recruited, I hadn't spoken to in years, or we kind of reconnected through Facebook, and they've become some of my closest friends. We talk all the time, and just like surrounding yourself with people that have similar goals to you, and are aiming for the same things as you is definitely helpful. And you can kind of like help each other along through the process, answer each other's questions, and know what you're talking about. So that's definitely helpful. Recognizing your coaches is big too. I've found that just through shouting someone out for reaching Emerald or hitting Success Club pushes my other coaches to get there too. I've offered prizes for coaches if they reach Emerald by a certain time, or Success Club by a certain time, and I've had great success with that, having more than one of them get there pretty quickly, and then pushing beyond that as well. So that's definitely worth doing. And then also just shouting out your new coaches. And I've tried to shout out my new coaches in a way to attract other coaches as well. So whether it's a discount coach or someone that you really think is going to push and work hard and be an active coach, I found one day I shouted out someone on Facebook who was just going to be a discount coach. I asked her if she minded if I did a little something on Facebook. She said no, and I basically just said, she's just doing this for the discounts. She believes in the product, and it's working well for her. She wants to stick with it, and she's going to save money while doing what she loves and reaching goals. And I had a couple people message me that day or the next day, what's a discount coach? Like, tell me more about that. So I think that's another good way to kind of get people thinking about it and contacting you about it, rather than just seeking random people out. And then the last thing is just staying consistent yourself with your workouts and your drinking your shakes, because I've had a lot of people who contacted me initially in the beginning and weren't really sure, they weren't ready yet, and 3 or 4 months later, when they see that I'm still active and still doing it and having success with it, they come back to me and they ask me more about it. And as many conversations as I have to have with someone is fine, as long as I end up helping them in the end. And I've had a lot of people who come around after a few months' time, just being open with them and helping them with any questions they have. So
yeah, we talk about that all the time too. That's one of the biggest things, especially for new coaches. Like, it's so hard to believe that people are actually watching you when you're posting on Facebook, even if you think like, why would people care what I'm posting? Or same thing of like, yeah, when you are inviting people, whether it's to challenge groups or to your coach sneak peeks or to your free groups or whatever, a lot of the times, you're going to hear no a lot. And that's a great thing, because you're planting the seed. And once you plant the seed, then they watch you. Like you said, Tracy, they watch you, and then they see what you're doing. And if a lot of times it takes a little time for people to build the trust factor up, right? So they want to see, are you still going to be doing this in a few months or a few weeks? Or maybe it's just not the right time for them at that point. With fitness and anything to do with health and nutrition and fitness and stuff, in general, it's very normal for people to initially put up like a front and say, no, I don't want to do this or whatever. That's super normal, because they have to actually think about it and whatever else. So it's a lot of times it's the delivery and the approach that you take too. Like, make it like it's not a big deal, because it's not. I'm just here to help you. No pressure or anything like that. I just think you'd be great at this, or this is why. But, if you don't think it is, then that's fine. Like, put it out there and then just let it be. And then, follow up down the road, but just check in with them on an actual human being, like I care about you type of basis, not necessarily always going after the kill or the sell or anything like that, because we're not salespeople. We're relationship people, and we're sharing our story people. And that's really what it's all about. I really loved your point about how you said that, don't be afraid to lose people or expect to lose people, and that's okay and that's totally normal. And that, we talk about all the time, we talk about failing forward and going for no. And those aren't just things that we say to like make you feel better or anything else. Like you really should be doing that. It really is that mindset of accepting failure, because in most any other area in life, failure is a bad thing and, all that kind of stuff. And so people don't want to fail. But here we're telling you that we want you to. Like last year's summit, it was all about failing forward. And Carl Deichler, his whole closing speech, which you guys can actually go and check out on YouTube, and it might even be in the podcast, but I know it's definitely on YouTube. His whole closing speech is all about how he's failed over and over and over again, and that is why he is as successful as he is. So that's huge. So, and especially Tracy had mentioned about how she said that she's always going for more people than what she really thinks that she needs or whatever else. She's always putting it out there, because that's the thing too. I know a lot of times as new coaches or even as seasoned coaches, we get stuck on a certain group of people or a couple, a handful of this. Oh, and you keep going after these people because they'd be great, but they keep telling you no. Like we need to expand our horizons and put it out there to more people, because you never know who's going to be on your team. Like if I could look back when I first started, if I could see now who was going to be on my team, I never would have guessed half the people. Like it totally shocks me, but it's amazing who's there. So it's huge. And then always just having that buffer too. Like knowing, like again, that same thing of not being focused on these 5 people and I'm going to get these 5 people to do this and that's how I'm going to get my Success Club points and that's how I'm going to get to Emerald and that's how I'm going to get to Diamond and whatever. Like it's great to have like intentions with certain people, but we need to continue to expand our horizons. And that's why we're always telling you about, connecting with other people, growing your network, stuff like that. That's very, very important. And so like Tracy said, having that buffer, like not just having 8 coaches and 2 emeralds. Yeah, sure, you're diamond then, but it's beyond that. You want to continue to grow your team beyond that. So it's just a diamond mindset, but it's like beyond, like it's diamond and beyond. Don't just get to diamond and be like, oh, I'm done. Okay, great. No, it's definitely not like that, right? Alexis, what?
No, I just wanted to add to what you're saying, and as far as expanding your market, like it has a lot to do with putting yourself out of your comfort zone. And one thing that really pushed me to do that was posting coach ads. Mine's very simple and basic. I'm going to switch it up, the next time I post it, but I post it once a week. I don't boost my post. I don't, put any money into it or anything. And I've actually had 2 or 3 coaches sign up, not because they liked my ad necessarily, people are always watching what you're doing. Just like Tracy said, you have to be proof the product and, continuously do your workouts. People are seeing what you're doing. And just like Crystal said, you don't want to, 2 or 3 months down the road, just be like kind of fizzle out. And then people think it's like just another one of those fads that's going on. So, people want to be able to trust you, so it may take planting those seeds in the beginning for them to come back around full circle 6, 8, 10 months, a year down the road for people to hop on board. But people are always watching, and it's up to you to push those comfort zones and beyond the boundaries of what you think you're capable of to really hit diamond and go beyond.
Absolutely. There are a couple things that I wanted to share with you guys. So 2 resources that you guys should consider checking out if you have never looked into these before. There are in our online office, and then also one of them is in our team page. So we have in the file section the 6-figure income earner checklist. And so as a diamond, you're not necessarily a 6-figure income earner, but that's that leadership mindset that you need to be thinking about. And then also from Summit of last year, one of the training videos that we have, again, you can find that if you look it up. It's either in your Coach Online office or you can find it on the YouTube videos with Beachbody, Team Beachbody. But the summit of last year, and that's definitely in the podcast too. That's definitely all the summit stuff from last year is in the podcast. But the one with the discount, hobby, and the building coaches and the difference between them, that is huge, because I find that a lot of times that we think that we want to be leaders and we're like, yeah, let's get to diamond, whatever else, but we're acting as hobby coaches, and we're doing the things that hobby coaches are doing. Like Alexis mentioned, she's like, yeah, I want to do this and I want to achieve this, but she was acting as a hobby coach. And so sometimes it's a little bit of a wake-up call, like, okay, let's step it up a notch, and like, this is what really needs to be accomplished. Oh yes, I have to do this daily, every single day, no matter what. Yeah, sure, I want to watch my whatever shows and just veg out and whatever else. No, okay, sorry. If you're building a business and you're an entrepreneur and you are a leader and you're looking to do something with your business, those are the sacrifices that you make. And so you really should listen to that or watch that if you haven't yet, because maybe you think you're a leader and you're really not. And if you want to become a leader, you might have to like swallow your pride and say, wow, okay, I need to like do this, this, and this. So those are two great resources that you guys should be definitely checking out. I have the 6-figure income earner checklist up here, and I'm just going to go over it briefly, and then again, you should look it up. And then I have this where I can easily access it to kind of, keep myself in check every once in a while, because I want to be a 6-figure income earner. Do you want to be a 6-figure income earner? Maybe you don't think that that's very attainable. Maybe you're the person who's putting the glass ceiling on your head. But there are so many people who are doing this. It's very possible for you too. So it's just the consistency things. It's the 3 vital behaviors. It's the stuff that we talk about. But it's the I meet 3 to 5 new people on social media daily. I host a monthly fitness challenge. I earn Success Club 10 monthly, minimum 5. I return messages regarding my business every day. I have scheduled business hours. I don't go to bed until my power hour to-do list is complete. That's that whole thing of like, okay, here's my choice. Do I want to watch my show, the show that I love forever, or oh my gosh, the Giants game is on, I need to see this? Or did I do my power hour yet? No. Okay, well, then there's your answer. I drink Shakeology daily. I work out 5 days a week. I add 4 or more new coaches every single month. I do a getting started right with my call with my new coaches, no matter what. I find out my new coaches' why and their goals and help them set up an action plan. I check back in with my coaches often, at least 2 times a week. I host monthly coach basic groups for my new coaches. Those are our new coach training groups. I dig deep in my downline to look for up-and-coming leaders and help them succeed. I am growing my Facebook friends list by 20 to 30 people every single week. I'm growing my following on Instagram by 20 to 30 people weekly. I am putting this opportunity in front of 5 people every single week. And then there's a couple of books that it lists that the people have read. They track their progress using some kind of app or spreadsheet or something. So tracking your progress is how you're consistently moving. The business activity tracker is something that we teach you right off the bat when you're a brand new coach. I have a success partner or a group, so I stay on a track weekly. I post on my social media sites 2 to 3 times per day. And then it goes into different things about assistance and making sure that you get 7 hours of sleep at least, and hosting calls and talking about the business and all that kind of stuff. But those are just a handful of the things that, that 6-figure income earner checklist really does coincide with that leadership mindset, that diamond mindset of achieving those things. So last thing I just wanted to touch on before we close with you, we're right at the 30-minute mark, so I'm very proud of us for sticking to that. So the reason why we want to talk to you about this, because it's very achievable no matter where you're at. If you're a brand new baby coach right now, or if you are one coach or half an emerald away from diamond. Diamond is a very achievable thing, and a lot of times we put this huge, like, up in this bubble or whatnot and think like, oh my gosh, diamond's scary and it's whatever, and it doesn't have to be. Don't do that to yourself. If you want this in your business, you can achieve this. Don't make it crazy. Don't make it scary. So here is the big goal that we're pushing for, right? We're pushing for by August 19th to pop a bunch of diamonds, because we have this awesome retreat that we're doing as a team. We are going into, we're going on a cruise to Mexico and out of California here, and it's going to be a 4-day cruise. It's the first weekend in November, and we want everybody to be there. And so what's happening is if you hit Diamond by August 19th and then you hold it through September, your cruise is going to be paid for. And if you hit Success Club 10 or more every single month leading up to that, then you get a ocean view room, super special. So make sure that you are hitting Success Club. That is the first and foremost thing. I mean, we still have 10 more days in this month. That is super doable, even if you're at 0 right now. So that's something that you start making a non-negotiable. You say, this is my business. I am growing it. I am moving forward, and Success Club is just going to happen. I can help 3 to 5 people every single month. That is a very doable thing. So if you guys are not having your mindset on that cruise yet and on that retreat, I was in Tahoe for the first retreat that we had for the leaders on our team, the people that went, and it was pretty stinking epic. And not just because we did fun things and you know, we went paddleboarding and we went in a helicopter and we did all these like crazy things, but because of the fact that we were together, uninterrupted, without our children or anything else, without our daily schedule, our grind, or anything else that's going on, but we were together, and just even having normal conversations was so empowering and enlightening. So that is something that you want to make sure that you are on. You know, you want to be on this cruise when it comes up. So you need to hit Diamond by August 19th. Super doable. It's like 2 months away now. You have 2 months to get there. It's a very doable thing. If you have questions, please post below. We would love to answer your comments, all 3 of us, and whether it's in the team page or on the YouTube channel. Yeah, so let us know what you have to say. We would love to help you get there. It's very doable, like we said, no matter where you're at. If you are a brand new coach who just signed up today, or if you are, like I said, a seasoned coach who's been doing this for however long, and you're still trying to get there. So we're excited that you guys have taken the time out to watch this, and we just think that, you know, we'd love to share these things with you, and this is another true example of leadership and that whole diamond mindset, is when you get up and you actually lead people. It's not an easy thing. It's a scary thing to get on here and try to have, you know, this video and be a leader and whatnot, but when you start taking control of your fears and you take action, that's when big things happen. So we are looking forward to watching you guys do big things and start to take action as well. Hope you have an awesome rest of the month.